and we started recording, doing some videos, and later we did some audio recordings, and we started putting them on a YouTube channel. But our goal has never been perfection or trying to get this to where it's exactly a certain way. We tend to, because we're improvising as we play, we're usually doing it where maybe we play through it one time and see if we both kind of know it. And then we say, okay, now let's try that again. And you take the melody, I'll take the harmony. Let's try it in this key. Let's do a different key. And we go to whatever works, and then we just do that. So it's not standard, typical, regular practice and performance style. It's more that we take what we know, and if we know the songs, and what was really interesting is we've had very few songs we both don't know. That's what's so amazing. There's lots of music out there, especially in the church world. There's many different songs, hymns, worship songs. But most people have been on different paths, so if you get together with somebody, they may know one or two songs, but they don't necessarily know the same song. But because of our histories and the type of places we went to church or our experiences, we tend to have a lot of similarities. So we pretty much know we either both know it or we don't, and so that's made it real fun too, because it's not work to us. It's like we can just do this easily. But like I said, we want to share this. We're going to share some music tonight, but in a sense it's a performance because we're sharing with you what we do, but at the same time it's meant to be uplifting and edifying, and there may be some mistakes and we may go the wrong key on something, or who knows what's going to happen. Or we did kind of prepare some songs, so this is our a list. You start here, I start there, we do this, we do that. It's like that. And if I don't remember what I just read about a certain song, I may blow it, or she may forget the chord she meant to do. So with all of that in mind, keep those things in mind. But we'd like to share with you some music. We want to start with a few songs that are pretty much holiday or Christmas songs. We're starting with a secular song. The rest are going to be Christian Christmas songs, but we like to open it up after we do. I think there's 7 or 8 of them, and I'll tell you what we're playing each time. But we'd like to open it up if you have requests, because we would love to just take requests and play whatever. If we know the song, we'll play it for you. So that's something we'll do a little bit later. But we want to start with some we kind of like that are maybe a little unique as Christmas songs. You'll recognize all of them, almost all of them. Maybe a couple of them you don't. I think, are we going to do, we were going to add the one our mothers like. Remember? Oh. We can do that after, at some point. Yeah, see, that's, you'll find out which one both of our mothers like. I'm going to scoot back just a tad here. So, we're going to start with White Christmas. This was Robby said we have to play White Christmas, and we really need it this year because we have no White. So we're going to start with that. After we do White Christmas, we will play O Come, Emmanuel, and then I'll let you know.
Is that, I see a red dot, is that recording?
Yes,
okay.
It is.
Okay.
It's supposed to be. Oh yes, it's going.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
This is
this is definitely not a high-tech perfection performance.
That's right. That's right.
So
we're playing from the heart.
yes.
On your strings.
That's right.
not a violin, it is a viola. And so if you notice it has a lower sound, a little more alto or tenor sound, that's because it is a different instrument. If you see an orchestra, you'll see a bunch of violins, and then a section that is violas, but most people, unless they're familiar with the viola, will think all of those are violins. But the viola is a little bit smaller section, has a little, the lower sounds, so it's sort of the mid-range. So I started on the violin as a girl when I was in 4th grade, and then switched to the viola when I was 17 and did my college and master's work on the viola. So this is my instrument that I love, and the Jenkins have 2 children who I taught violin to their son Samuel. Since he was what, 4 years old? 3? Was he 3? He was really little. Yeah, we did that, and he grew up. Now he's the musician that you saw, or the one who introduced the program. Yeah, and so he's gone into music as a composer in addition to performer. He composes now, and is doing his livelihood at teaching at the Oaks and places like that. So it's fun to see him grow up, but he plays the violin. And I think Gabby started on violin, and then she switched to the viola. So the daughter Gabby plays the viola. So they blew this, they know. Okay, we're gonna play O Come Emmanuel. Besides the music. Today is mine and my husband's 45th anniversary. And this is sort of my present to him. I hope he considers it a present. He's being kind and coming along and doing, but partly too, since he was the one who the Lord used him to say, hey, you ought to call Robby. He's in on this and just by being himself. So anyway, okay. So the next song.
Can I ask a question? How did you get the lower sound? Were you playing on a different string?
Right, yes, because I was going to the low strings. The viola goes as low as a low C. That's the top string. And then so I C string, G string, D string, and then A string. So here is more in the upper range of the C. But if I go down an octave and go here, yeah, just change the question. And you can ask questions if you have them. Like that, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna do Away in the Manger. And there, if you are familiar with the song Away in the Manger, you know, there's two versions of it. So we're gonna visit the other version briefly and come back to the main one that you know. Robby's, I know you are. Robby, isn't she good?
She is very good.
She's good. I hear this coming.
Yeah, so this is really impressive.
Yeah.
It is
It's
impressive.
beautiful.
She is amazing, and she's just, that's the way my mother was. And that's what was so shocking for me, because how do you find people who do that, you know? And how do you especially say somebody plays a piano, they can't do that, most of them. Even if they're highly trained, they can't do that.
Right.
So she is a gift to me to be able to, you know, I feel like I'm going back decades because I can play like that, so thank you.
You don't find very many ads on Craigslist for somebody like that.
No, that's right. Okay, so now here's a song, it's called Breath of Heaven. Have you ever heard that song?
Yes.
Okay. is this? Now we're going to do It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. Sing if you want. But we're going to play Oh Holy Night. And now I know this is one people like to sing. I think I'd like to do this at least this time where we're just playing it, but we might revisit it and you guys could sing it.
And we do have the words.
Oh, do we have the word?
We do have the words.
We're gonna hand those out later, so don't sing it yet.
I watched my grandson playing on his cello, and I noticed that sometimes he'd turn like he's using the edge of his strings, and sometimes he'd have the strings flat. Is that normal?
Yes.
I've never seen that before.
That's very perceptive. It is true because we basically generally don't wanna be on the flat here, most of the time.
Really?
That's only when it's very loud, like an orchestral loud. Generally, it's like on 3/4 of the hair at all times, and for the cellos, because their bow is going this way,
Mhm.
it's gonna be the opposite side of the hair,
Yeah.
but, so that's correct for him to do that. But if it's really loud, he's gonna flatten the hair
Right.
more. So that's correct, but most people wouldn't see that, but that's what happens. It's something you have to
I
learn.
didn't know what, I thought it had something to do with the tone, but I
Yeah,
couldn't quite.
yeah,
tie
you're
it
doing the
together.
right thing,
Good question.
yeah.
When I was playing violin and viola years ago,
Uh-huh.
I was always too loud, and I think I didn't know that.
Well, because you mostly played in school, right? You didn't
Yeah.
really have private lessons, right?
Right.
And, they're really limited with the details that they can teach in a school setting, so they
Yeah.
just kind of give the rough draft type thing, and so
Yeah.
it takes the private teacher that spends time on that. So, yeah, that has something to do with it. Or using lots of rosin all the time, that might be another reason if you like
I did
rosin.
that too, yeah.
That would probably be fun. So would you like to sing at Holy Night? You want to sing?
Yes.
Let's pass it out. We'll do it, this time we'll play it differently. I want you guys to sing. You can pass it around.
I love that in action, the way you two, does that just come naturally or is
Pretty
it
much.
written?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we felt we clicked, because we tended to be functioning with the same kind of thought process.
Oh, it's good.
And we would read each other a little bit, so we've heard it more, but it started off pretty quickly where we could do that.
Spontaneous.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you follow the music or do you improvise?
I don't read music.
yeah. No, we don't even look at music when we're in
You
it.
don't read music at all?
Well, she not to the level that she plays. She can read music, but it's more like for
So you just
but
hear
she
everything.
refers to it.
You just hear everything then,
Yeah.
everything's by
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Here and here.
So
She
some,
began on an accordion, Robby did.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You still have
So
this
she
one?
learned how to
No.
play notes out here, but she learned how to do a chord with just one finger.
Sure.
A
So
chord
what-
with just one finger.
That's how you do it on an accordion.
The buttons played
The buttons,
Oh.
the buttons, one button.
and then
is a
generally
chord.
they do it
I'm
with
not
the
too
fingers.
experienced.
So she learned how to hear the chords.
Oh, that makes sense.
And when she got to the piano, then she could pick out the chord. And so she
That's
could
cute.
play
That's neat.
by ear.
I didn't tell you that.
No, I didn't remember that.
Wow.
So how long have you, what age did you start playing?
What age did I start playing?
Yeah.
Well, I took accordion in the 5th grade, and then my mother thought I should take piano lessons in the 6th grade. So I took a year of piano lessons, but my teacher told my mother that she was wasting her money. Because
Oh, wow.
I was not doing well with, trying to stick to the music. I wanted to improvise.
We had a few students like you there.
I think he got frustrated with me, and
The
so.
teacher didn't know what she was talking about. Neat.
She didn't know how those ears worked.
So you had 1 year of piano lessons and that was it? And then nothing else?
My mom had 1 year piano lessons also, and there's a similar thing. My mom she pushed her, so I think she kept practicing to learn to read music more. It's because then she could play organ and stuff, so she did learn to read pretty well. But still, it was pretty much self-driven and not based on outside. They were very similar in that way.
You started in,
I started in fourth grade on the violin and didn't start private lessons until I was in 6th grade. But I didn't start practicing till I was almost in college. Because what was kind of neat, I think the Lord provided an opportunity for me, which got me started in 4th grade. We moved to this town, the Aberdeen, Washington, on the coast. And my dad was a pastor there, and then I was there in 3rd grade. And in 4th grade, they started a new strings program where a man who was the music teacher for the town wanted to include students from all of 5 of the public school grade schools. But they had their meeting place at at the elementary school I was going to, which was 1 block from my house, just down the hill. And as he put it, he knew kids wouldn't practice. See, that was my downfall, because he knew kids wouldn't practice. So he set it up so we had class every day. So I did play every day, but I wasn't learning personal discipline of practicing, unfortunately. But there were 50 kids in my first 4th grade class that would go to that gym Monday through Friday for 45 minutes, and he would quickly, Mr. Edlin was his name, and he would tune those instruments, and 50 kids playing string instruments, 4th graders, and single-handedly, no volunteer helpers, nothing like that. And he also taught Swedish. My dad took a Swedish class for his community college. But yeah, he was getting up there, but he had a real vision for what he wanted, and so he provided the classes every day. And then for 4th graders, and 5th graders, you come 3 days a week. 6th graders is 2 or 3 days a week. But the beginners got a lot of time on the instrument right away. So I remember standing there. We'd all stand there, no chairs. We just stood there, and I guess we had music stand. But we would stand and we'd saw, and but you didn't know much of what you were doing, because you couldn't hear yourself with 50, 40 million other kids, And there was a point where, I think it was February of that year, I somehow it was in the middle of this school year, that I learned what rosin is for. If you know what rosin is, it's a cake of stuff that it's for string instruments. You put it on the bow to help the hair to be sticking to the string, to cause vibration of the string. And if you don't have any rosin on your bow, you're not going to get any sound. So like new hair on a bow, if it hasn't had rosin put on by the music store before you pick it up, you try to play and you're gonna not get any sound. I don't know if you guys ever had that happen, but so anyway, we were playing. I was thinking your kids may have had a non-working bow supposedly because there was no rosin. So we were playing sawing, and then everybody stopped playing except me. And I was still sawing, but I couldn't hear anything. There was no sound. and I thought, why am I not making any sound? And because we had no individual interaction with the teacher, because he was dealing with all of us at the same time. So I never had talked to him really. And I thought, maybe it's that thing in my case. I pulled out the little cake of rosin that was in my case, and I started putting it on I wondered what that was for. And so then I started to play, and sure enough, started making sound. Then, so it was definitely, I got a chance to play, but my discipline and but then I got inspired by the scholarship program I got as a senior in high school for senior year. Went to University of Washington for the summer, all expenses paid, where I had to play with an orchestra of these award winners throughout the nation, and these high quality teachers. So I had a concert artist, violist, who was our teacher for the violist, and well-known conductors who conducted us that summer, and I got to go a second year. It was a year later. So I got a lot of exposure to high-level playing, and so that put me on where I wanted to practice. Then I had a reason, like he talked about why to do scales. I didn't know why you're supposed to practice scales. So if I practice scales, that just seems boring. I have no idea why to practice scales. But this teacher made it alive and stuff. So you can start at a certain age, but it doesn't mean much if you don't do the right stuff, So anyway.
Well, maybe that was my problem.
Oh yeah, we're gonna sing it. Sorry, that was a big interlude.
Yes.
You got your voice ready.
So they both play by ear then, so you can read music, but you play by ear.
Yeah, I'm playing by ear. I'm going strictly by I haven't looked at these for years. I don't know. If I can sing it, I can play it. That's basically
How did you end up in Spokane?
When I was 16, my dad he changed churches from the church in Aberdeen and chose, he had two options, and Spokane was one of them, and he chose to come to Spokane to First Covenant Church, which is now downtown, called Redeemer or something. It's not a good area, and so they're trying to sell that building. But that's where we were married, and my dad and mom had moved to Erie, Pennsylvania by the time I came here at 16 years old and joined the Spokane Junior Symphony, which is what I now work for. I'm the executive director of the Spokane Youth Symphony National. And so that was a helpful thing that kept me going on the violin, and then I switched to viola. But so I went to college in this area, and then we met in college. We both went to Eastern, and we were going to the same church, campus ministry, and he was really involved in the leadership there, and I was kind of coming along and coming to it, and that's where we met, and then we got engaged in 78, but then got married in 79, and so that's
Did you grow up in Spokane?
I was born in Spokane, I was raised in Walla Walla. But then I've been in Spokane since I was about 16 as well, so. Or Spokane area, Cheney,
Yeah.
Spokane. Yep.
Does this symphony still have those costumes that people go out and, I don't know if they used them to advertise, I don't remember what it was.
the youth symphony people.
Maybe it was the regular.
Oh, could have been the Spokane Symphony, because this is, I work with the kids,
Costumes for a drum and a violin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were
That's
good
possible,
costumes.
yeah, they've done a lot of creative things, yeah.
That's a long time ago.
So are there any requests you guys have, a couple of songs that you would like?
Anything Celtic?
Huh?
Something Celtic?
We don't know Celtic songs.
Yeah, my vision, that's Irish.
Oh, Be Down My Vision, we could do that.
That's a good song.
Be Down My Vision.
It's Irish.
Irish.
I think, isn't it?
I think so.
Sounds good, yes, yes, it must be.
I guess that's not.
We're not
Yes.
gonna play it in that
Sounds
style. This is music that we have agreed upon background on, and probably Celtic isn't one.
Well, you already played one, what child was this?
Oh, okay, well
Oh,
then,
good.
then
Okay.
then Be Down My Vision would fit.
What about Hark the Herald Angels Sing?
Dad loves that song.
Oh, yes,
Do that
because
one,
that's
Steph.
the Lord, that's one, like, you guys could sing with us.
Sounds great.
Hark the Herald Angels?
Isn't that the one that goes, Lord?
That's Angels We Have Heard.
Oh, so Hark the Herald Angels. So we can do Hark the Herald. That one, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll put a little bit lower.
You want to sing with us? Please.
Yes, yes.
We'll probably only do one verse, unless somebody
You
knows.
don't want that.
Does somebody know other than just one verse?
We should make it on phones.
Make it up.
Don't fall back. Don't fall back.
Each sing
Maybe
our
just
own
look at phones and
verses.
see.
I think
8:30 is what
I
was-
will.
So 8:30 is, yeah, 'cause we got like
Maybe one or two more.
one or two more.
Which favorites?
Joy to the world.
Ah, okay.
3 Dog Night.
Is that what that is? We know more than one verse on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
They do. You know. I think that's probably it, right?
That was wonderful.
If you have a song that you don't know the words, you can always look up the lyrics for the songs on your phone. We have people at church that do that. They're sitting there singing.
Okay.
Looking at their phone.
We got one more. This is our what you call it?
Signature song?
No, the one when
Yeah.
we're gonna have
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
The
encore. Yeah.
Encore,
Thank you. I know. I've never been to a concert where somebody comes, they even though nobody was standing up and wanting them to do an encore, they still come out and do the encore.
That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
So this one is called There's a Song in the Air. There's a Star in the Sky. And after that, I don't remember.
Mother's Sweet Prayer.
Mother's Sweet Prayer and a Baby's Low Cry. It's a very sweet, very sweet
And both
song.
of our, my mother used to sing it and play the piano. I'd hear her sing and play, and her mother loved it. And we
Yes.
recorded it for I think a
I
couple
think we
years
did,
ago.
yeah. We did.